Yeah, we should be back. I don't know. I don't know. Just another day in the life of Pigskin Pete. That's all that is. Anyway, Panthers on the clock. 7 minutes and 20 seconds. Jimmy C, what's up, Jimmy? Yeah, they're talking Bryce. Well, that's all they've been talking, pretty much. Yeah, I have no idea. I wasn't muted. Mrs. Pete's in the house. She says if they get Young, she's happy. What about if they get Stroud, Mrs. Pete? You happy with that? All right. We'll wait for the people that were in here to get back in here. I think what happened was my StreamYard crashed. And, of course, I'm running this through OBS, but my audio is coming through StreamYard because I'm an idiot. The whole point of that was at some point during the show here tonight, I'll bring some people in the StreamYard and let them react with me to some of this stuff. And I think that's what happened. Anyway. Yeah, well, exactly. Mrs. Pete knows. No. Of course, I have the volume turned pretty much all the way down here because YouTube doesn't take kindly to me airing the audio here. So, trying to be safe. ESPN doesn't know the pick. What are you talking about, bro? Stop it with that. They are featuring Bryce Young a lot for obvious reasons, but a lot of money went on Will Levis over the past 72 hours in Vegas. It dropped from plus 6,000 to be the first overall pick, I think it was, all the way to, last I saw it, depending on where you looked at it, it was like plus 500, plus 450. And anybody knows how Vegas works and the sports books work. That means a shit ton of money went on Will Levis for some reason. I don't know what the reason was. Panthers. You know what? I wouldn't put it past the Carolina Panthers to take Stetson Bennett. Oh, God damn. Now that would be funny. That would be funny. If they take Levi's, I swear. Yeah, I don't wear Levi's either. Oh, you mean Levis? Oh. Must be autocorrect. Falcons take Stetson Bennett. That would be some shit the Falcons do too. The Falcons take, most of the time they take offensive skill players. That's their MO over the past 4 or 5 years. We'll see if they get away from that. They need defensive help. Well, the Falcons need a lot of help. They're a lot like the Panthers in the fact that they need basically every single position known to man. So we'll see what they do. But who'd they take last year? The tight end from Florida? Jesus Christ, they took him like 4th overall. That might have been the dumbest draft pick in the history of draft picks. See, but Colby still wants a running back. And I don't necessarily disagree with that. I think Bijan Robinson's the real deal. But again, they got a lot of needs. The Panthers pick is in. All right, here we go. Has he answered the phone yet? That's how you know they got picked, when they start whenever they answer their cell phone. You know what I mean? Has anybody seen Bryce Young on a cell phone yet? I don't know how much I'm digging those Carolina Panthers first round pick shirts. First of all, you shouldn't be proud that you have the first pick. So making a t-shirt out of it's just weird. What? Bryce Young. So there you go. I was expecting maybe more of a crazy reaction to this. Mrs. Pete's clearly happy with that. I'm not mad at it. All right, I'm not mad at it. He didn't look surprised. He didn't even get the phone call. There was rumors over like last week or 2 weeks ago that Bryce Young was seen in Charlotte, shopping for a condo or a house or whatever it was, as if they had already told him that's where he was going. Look at that hat. He can't even get it on his head. Actually, I like that hat. What kind of hat is that? A New Era hat? There you go. The first overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select Alabama quarterback Bryce Young. And it might be the best quarterback you see come through Alabama for the next 10 years. Look, don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. But you went out and got Tyler Buckner. It is what it is. I like it. He's going to look good in blue and black. All right, so there you guys have it. Bryce Young is officially a Carolina Panther. I might have to give me a Bryce Young jersey. You guys want to know what the last jersey for Carolina I bought was? It's embarrassing. No, you're probably going to say like Christian McCaffrey or Cam Newton. No, it wasn't. No, I don't even own either one of those. Does anybody know? It's probably the only Carolina Panther jersey that I've ever worn on stream before. So that'll give you a hint if you've been around here for a long time. Well, Mrs. Pete, you cheat. You live here. What's up, Tiger Nation? Yeah, Kelvin Benjamin. Dog behind enemy lines. Mrs. Pete's over here playing spoiler. Don't do that. I don't have a Cam Newton. I never bought a Cam Newton jersey. If you go to a Carolina Panthers game, 80% of the stadium has Cam Newton jerseys on. Either that or Christian McCaffrey. What's up, Cousin Casey? Yeah, Greg Olsen, one of my favorite players of all time. I wish I could turn around my camera right here and show you this poster I got. The poster I got on the wall over here has got to be 10 years old. Well, maybe not. Maybe like 8 or 9 years old. It's Cam Newton, Kelvin Benjamin, Greg Olsen, Jonathan Stewart, and Luke Kuechly. So we got Young at number 1. Next on the clock, the Houston Texans. And the pick is already in. Who are we going to see here? We're going to see C.J. Stroud? This will be interesting. I think it's going to be Stroud. Don Darty says Will Levis. Yeah, somebody told me I should take. So I can't remember who it was walked in here and saw that Carolina Panthers poster that I have over here, and they were like, "You should take that down." I go, "Why?" They said, "Well, because none of those players are on the team anymore." I said, "So, what's they got to do with the price of tea in China?" Anthony Richardson. Yeah. I'm more interested in the next pick, honestly. I mean, the Texans have got to be the worst franchise in football right now, right? Let me ask that question. Who's the worst franchise in the NFL right now? I'm going to say the Texans. There's probably 3 or 4 different teams you can make a case for. I'm not going to lie, but I think the Texans are the most dysfunctional at this point. They are the new Browns. Falcons, no. I wish it was. I hate the Falcons. And I wish it was them, but they're not more dysfunctional than the Falcons. Yeah, Texans. Jets, no. No, Jets haven't been the worst in the past few years. I put $10 on Jalen Carter to go to the Texans at plus 5,500. Damn. Still the Browns? Slim, why would you say that? That doesn't make any sense. It was the Jaguars until last year. No, I disagree with that too. The Texans were still worse than them 2 years ago. The Lions is more of a long-term thing. Selection is in. The Lions is more of a long-term thing. If you want to talk about the most dysfunctional franchise over the past 30 years, I'd probably say that there you go. C.J. Stroud from Ohio State goes to the Texans. Not another non-shocker there. So 2 quarterbacks off the board with the first 2 picks. Everybody knew that was going to happen. I kind of feel sorry for C.J. Stroud, actually. I feel sorry for anybody who gets drafted by the Texans. But congratulations to C.J. Stroud from getting that paycheck. Didn't the Texans draft a quarterback last year, too? They did. Yeah, the Texans have a... Where is it? Texans have another pick in the first round. He's right. Where is it? They had the 12th pick, too. What team has the most players drafted in the first round? Are you talking about this year? I know last year it was definitely Georgia. They had a record, right? They had like 6 or 7 players drafted in the first round, which was a NFL draft record. I don't know about this year. Yeah, they took Stingley last year. I don't know about KJ Henry. Probably should go in the first round, but he's not going to. I don't think. Those are the two that are right on the cusp of first and second round, in my opinion, from Clemson, is KJ Henry and Brian Brzee. I think Trenton Simpson and Miles Murphy probably both definitely go in the first round. I don't know. You might see 3 Clemson players go in the first round. We'll see. I think there's only 7 players. It's either 7 or 8 from Clemson that have entered the draft this year. Yeah, I don't really have a guess on this year. Probably Alabama. I don't know. Simpson is most likely a second rounder. Y'all see that Lamar Jackson finally got paid $52 million a year. I think it was like $185 million guaranteed. As far as I know, I got the money, Paxton. It doesn't go through right away through Super Chat. YouTube holds it for 30 days or so. But I'm assuming it went through, yes. And I appreciate you. Yeah, Luke, you're right. What's up, Jay? Poor CJ Stroud. It's going to be a long year for him. I love you too, Jay. We'll finally get to see Jay again in July at the softball game. He wasn't able to make the Olympics. Oh, we'll see you there. I wouldn't travel to the NFL draft just to go to the NFL draft, but if I was already in the area, I would go. Just for the experience. Can you tell me exactly how the Super Chat stuff works? Yeah, they just, I don't know. It's they send you the Super Chat. YouTube doesn't give you ad revenue or Super Chat revenue until 30 or 45 days later. Texans just traded up. They're definitely getting Anderson. I see. I can't hear what's going on the screen. So, yeah, thank you for keeping me updated on that. What's up, Flaming Sports Media? Yeah, Super Chat also takes 30%. That's why I usually promote. And look, I'm not telling people not to Super Chat because one of probably the most endearing thing about Super Chat is it highlights your comment and gets it read no matter what. Because a lot of the shows, I can't read every comment. I'm hosting it. I'm taking callers and this and that. So that's the real benefit of doing Super Chat. So, but that's why I promote Cash App and PayPal. It's instant, and you can also leave a message on there. Yeah, I think they'll probably take Will Anderson, too. The Texans' pick is in. Huh? Oh, this must be a... This is wild. They traded up from 12. So they got the second pick and they got Stroud, and they traded up from 12 all the way up to 3. So 2 consecutive picks in a row for the Texans. 100% chance it's a defensive guy, most likely Anderson. Here we go. Here comes Roger. I'm probably a couple seconds behind most of you because I'm watching on Hulu, and they're slow. Will Anderson. There it is. It's official. Wow. So they got who they wanted. Houston's out here making power moves. Houston's out here making power moves. Yeah, that's not bad. So C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson both go to the Texans with the 2nd and 3rd overall pick in the draft. And by the way, FYI, great move by the Colts. Colts next. Well, I'm assuming they're next. Yeah, Colts on the clock. Colts definitely going quarterback. Well, I think they're going quarterback. I mean, what else would they take? Will Levis or Anthony Richardson? God dang. Good luck with that. Oh, man. Oh, man, oh, man. I was about to just ask you that, Colby, because I haven't heard, because I'm not listening to the TV. I'm just watching it. But I'd be interested to know what did they trade? Another good question, Vic, too. What did the Texans have that's worth the 3rd overall pick? So most people think the Colts are taking a quarterback here, right? So let's just start there. I mean, anything's possible, right? But out of the 2 that are the highest on the board, between Anthony Richardson and Will Levis, which one do you guys think they were more likely to take? Don says Levis. Colby says Levis. Look at these people. Shouldn't get either. Yeah, they did get they got a bunch of picks for trading Deshaun Watson. That's true. Watching Lou on my TV and Pete on my phone, that's dedication. Yeah, I appreciate you. That is dedication. You know what? I'll give you this for that. Cheers. Yeah, I would say I'm probably going to lean Levis as well for the Colts. And if that happens, where does that leave AR-15? I doubt he goes to Seattle. Seattle's got the 5th pick. They just gave Geno Smith a boatload of money. Unless they want to do an Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre situation where they want to bring him in there and let Geno Smith, who is, I mean, look, he's not an elite quarterback, but he's a true professional. So he would be a good mentor for a young quarterback like Anthony Richardson to sort of mentor him. That might be the plan there. I don't know. Detroit, maybe. I doubt it. Las Vegas, no. I don't know. This is interesting. That trade really changed things. Falcons. Cleveland, they're paying Deshaun Watson $230 million guaranteed. There's not going to be a quarterback drafted by Cleveland until either Deshaun Watson dies, ends up in jail, or his contract runs out. They can't afford to pay another quarterback, especially in the first round. The Flaming Sports Media says that he thinks I would be a better option at quarterback than Anthony Richardson. Now, I don't know about that. Have you seen my tapes from the Slav Olympics? Yeah. Pete would be on IR. Yeah, I would injure myself in the very first practice. Too old for that shit anyway. I'm about the same age as Tom Brady. All right, the pick is in. And, oh my God! Holy shit! Anthony Richardson to the Indianapolis Colts. Wow. 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 So there you got it. 3 of the first 4 picks, quarterbacks. Bryce Young to Carolina, C.J. Stroud to Houston, Will Anderson to Houston, and now Anthony Richardson. To the Colts. Rest in peace. Super Bowl hopes and dreams for the Indianapolis Colts. Holy crap. Well, they're right there. You know what? And the ironic thing is that 2 of the worst teams in the NFL, maybe the 2 worst at this point, the Indianapolis Colts and the Houston Texans, both in the same division in the AFC South. Nature Boy says he predicted Stroud, Young, and then Anthony Richardson in the wheel this morning. Yeah, you were close. You just had Stroud and Young backwards. But you were right other than that. Yeah, I don't have any problem personally with Anthony Richardson, but I'm glad that Carolina didn't draft him. That's why I said a lot of people are, Vegas made a lot of money. The amount, I would like to see what the numbers are going to be. What are the numbers on all the money that went on Will Levis to be the first overall pick based on some article that somebody wrote? I was even going to put like $25 on it because the payout would have been, I don't know, like $500 because the odds were so high. But for it to move from plus 6,000 all the way down to about plus 500, that takes an astronomical amount of money to do that. So a lot of people lost a lot of money, and Vegas is making a killing right now. All right, next on the clock, Seattle with the 5th pick. Too bad Frank Reich, who's the head coach for the Carolina Panthers, isn't still the quarterback coach at Indianapolis because they're going to need him. Seattle will draft Jalen Carter, no doubt, he says. The wishbone of the wing tee. Will AR be a bust? Well, statistically, if you have 3 of the first 4 overall picks in the draft being quarterbacks, at least 2 of those 3 are going to be bust. Now, that's just statistically. That doesn't mean it's going to happen. George, you're out of your mind. Nope. I mean, people can laugh all they want to at Anthony Richardson. He's got that bag, though. Why better they keep the roof open? A nose ring. I never even noticed that until just now. I think it's funny how you remember at the beginning of last season, you know, his nickname's been AR, right? -15 over his entire high school and college career. And then, you know, because it was insensitive to talk about that and call himself the name of a gun, blah, blah, blah. He said it's no longer that. It's just AR now, which is ridiculous. Because everyone still calls him that. You see his big diamond chain that he had on. It said AR on it. Oh yeah. That went. Yeah, just like Anthony Richardson passes, that went right over my head. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, he threw the ball, hit the seal. Yeah. They better keep the roof open there in Indianapolis, otherwise AR might throw it and hit the roof. I agree with you, SEC dog, but he doesn't. The ironic thing about it and the funny thing about it is if you have a nickname for a long time that everyone calls you and you call yourself, and then you come out and go, I'm not going to be called that anymore. Well, now you've just brought a whole bunch of other people in that didn't even know that was your nickname into knowing it, and they're going to call you it too. So now you have more people calling you it than even before. So it backfires. You see what I did there? The AR, it backfires. He's definitely not getting number 15 in the NFL. Why not? Is there some legendary player for the Colts that already has the number 15? That'd be the only reason why. What is easy to call him that on the internet? I mean, he calls himself that. True Seminole wants Keely Ringo to come to Jacksonville, baby. Bulldogs 1776.
Casket! Casket!
All right, so next on the list, we've got Seattle. The pick is in at number 5. I have no idea where they're going with this. B Bean says Jalen Carter. I don't know. Unless he's, he might be in the future. Look, here's what I do know. Looks like fun there. Looks like a party. I don't ever want to be a 40 to 50-year-old man with a lion on my head on ESPN. That's how you know you've hit rock bottom. All right, the pick is in. I know some of you are probably ahead of me, so I'm not looking at the chat right now. Seattle Seahawks, and Goodell is reading it right now. They select Devin Witherspoon from Illinois, the cornerback. We all knew he's going to be the first cornerback off the board. Seattle Seahawks have a long history of drafting elite defensive backs. Mrs. Peete says, what? What? Well, she hasn't been paying attention. I think that's a good pick. I like it. I told you, they just gave Geno Smith all that money. They're not in the market for a quarterback right now. Will Levis continues to drop, banana peel and all. Yeah, I think that's a great pick, actually. That might be, all the discussion and debate back and forth about who's the best quarterback in the draft, who's the best running back in the draft. Well, actually, most people think that's Bijan Robinson, but who's the best wide receiver? On and on and on. And there's cases you can make for everybody, but this guy, I believe, is like the most consensus best defensive back in the country. In this draft. So there's no shock at all that he's drafted this high. To me, anyway, it's not. If he wouldn't have went there, he would have gone in the next couple rounds, or the next couple picks, rather. Why do you need ACC players to get drafted, Colby? Did you bet on that too? I like it. So on the clock, the Detroit Lions with the 6th pick in the first round. This is exciting so far. We've already seen some action. This is the reason that predicting even the first 10 picks overall is virtually impossible. Odds-wise, is because you just never know what kind of trades are going to come during the draft. We see trades before the draft, like Carolina traded up to the first pick, right, with the Bears. But there's all kinds of trades that happen during the draft, which make it a 1,000,000,000 to 1 odds to be able to pick every player in the first 10 picks, or definitely in the first round. Now you're getting into ridiculous odds. Just like the NCAA bracket in basketball. Once one team gets upset, it throws the rest of the bracket off. Same thing happens with the draft with the trades. What's up, Harold Gray? What a great day, Pete. Yeah, every day above ground's a great day. I agree. Will Detroit pick Oregon cornerback Christian Gonzalez? I don't even know where to go with the Lions pick. Really don't. I saw somebody earlier. Is that who I think it is? Holy shit. Look who's in here. I haven't seen this guy in probably a year and a half. Dennis Wilson. God, I thought you were dead, man. I don't mean to be morbid. But I'm not lying. Delusional Gamecock fans in the first round. Yes. Dennis Wilson hasn't been around here in probably a year and a half. Which is surprising because he's a Michigan fan. And, they were actually decent last year. Or not decent, but good. Yeah, he's an OG around here. I got you, bro. It's all good. Detroit just traded their pick to Arizona. Holy shit. Is that true? Might be trolling me. Where is Arizona at? What? You're lying. Oh yeah, Dennis. Well, he's a Miami fan. Sorry, not a Detroit fan. That's how long it's been since I've talked to him. All right, we're back. The pick is in for the Lions at number 6. Oh shit! They trade. He wasn't trolling me. They trade their pick to the Cardinals. Cardinals move up to number 6 overall pick. What do they give him for it? What's up, Tide Pride? Tide Pride says Clemson because clearly he's from Alabama. He doesn't know how to spell. He puts a P in there, which doesn't surprise me in the least. Won't have a first round pick. A Tide Pride. You're a terrible troll for saying that. So why don't you? I have a PayPal and a Cash App. If you really believe that Clemson won't have a first round pick. I'm willing to bet you $100 right now. Send it to my Cash App or my PayPal. It's right here on public. Once I receive that $100 from you, I'll let everybody know. And then once the first round's over, if Clemson doesn't have a first round pick, I'll send you your $100 back plus another $100. And if Clemson does have a first round pick, then I'll just keep your $100. How's that sound, buddy? Something tells me you won't do that, though. Clemson probably have more than one first-round pick, actually. All right, the pick is in for the Cardinals after trading up with the Lions. Paris Johnson Jr., offensive lineman out of Ohio State. Holy shit. Cardinals. Cardinals trading up to get an offensive lineman. How about that? So the Cardinals now have 2 picks. Oh, no, they traded with Houston. God damn, we're only, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're only 6 picks into this thing. We've already seen a couple of trades. Colby says, Jesus, I hope Falcons don't pick Jalen Carter. You said earlier in the stream that you hope that they do take Jalen Carter. Las Vegas Raiders on the clock with the 7th pick in the first round of the NFL draft. Nate says he's beyond. Why are you beyond pissed, Nate? Teams without a first-round pick: Los Angeles Rams and Miami Dolphins, Denver Broncos, Cleveland Browns, San Francisco 49ers. There you go. Look at that crowd there. Am I the only one that thinks those big hats? You know what I'm talking about? The giant hats that look stupid. But the actual New Era. I don't own a single New Era hat because for whatever reason, New Era hats just look weird on my head and my frame. I don't know what it is. They don't fit my head type, whatever that is. They don't fit my head type correctly, so I don't buy New Era hats. But I will say, the New Era hats that they're giving all the players tonight, once they get drafted, almost all of them have been good. I like that Cardinals hat right there. I liked Bryce Young's Panthers hat too. The Colts hat looked good. Yeah, I liked all of them so far. Look at those giant hats. What? The stupidest trends, man. Those things look ridiculously stupid. You got a big ass. No, I got a small head. That's the problem. I told you. You guys ever seen the movie Beetlejuice? Most of you, I'm sure you've seen it. When they realize they die and they go to the afterlife and they have to get processed and they're sitting in the waiting room to get processed in the afterlife, and they're showing all the different dead people in there, and there's that dude that's sitting there. He's in a suit and his head is the size of this big and he's got a big body on him. That's me. My head is the size of that guy on Beetlejuice in the waiting room in the afterlife. I have to. You can't just send me a hat. For a present or something. I have to try that shit on. Yeah, it looks like the Mad Hatter. Yeah, those big hats. Yeah, the head shrink guy. Exactly. I'm interested to see, as far as the skill positions go, what pick are we going to see the first running back taken, and what pick are we going to see the first wide receiver taken? Let's go. The pick is in for the Las Vegas Raiders. No running backs in the first round? Yeah, I disagree. Bijan Robinson will definitely go in the first round. Definitely. Well, I've still yet to receive any money from, I believe it was the Tide guy that said that Clemson won't have a first-round pick. So I guess he doesn't want to bet me. I like when they show the picture of the draft room. Like what's the point of that? There's never 0% of the time is there anything interesting going on when they pan to the people in the draft room. It's a bunch of people sitting at a computer going like this, and then you got a guy standing in the front of the camera, and he turns around and he sees the camera and he just moves out of the way. Who is Clemson's most highly ranked player in the draft? Well, it depends on who you ask. Some people think it's Miles Murphy. Some people think it's Trenton Simpson. It's going to be one of those two, most likely, that goes off the board first for Clemson. It really just depends on the team and their need, because as far as what you're getting from a college player transitioning to the NFL skill-wise, I mean, Trenton Simpson, Miles Murphy, and Brian Brzee are probably all very, very close together. So it just depends on what position of need you're looking for a team. But one of those three for sure. It could be Murphy. Some people have Simpson coming off first. All right, the pick is in for the Raiders. Tyree Wilson from Texas Tech. Edge rusher. No, so we got another defensive player off the board. That's actually a good pick for the Raiders. Their defense is absolutely atrocious. And especially the defensive line. Look at this man's outfit, bro. I like it. This might be the best outfit so far. I would totally rock that damn blazer he's got on right there. There's no doubt about it. Oh, man. This is a fun draft so far. Yeah, the drip is, yeah, I respect the drip too. The Falcons on the clock with the 8th overall pick. Yeah, the Raiders definitely need help on the defensive line. I really want to go to that stadium. We got a chance to see that stadium. I don't know how many of you, if any of you, have ever been there before. Actually, been to a game at the Raider Stadium, but we got to see it when we went to Vegas last October. Or when did we go there? It might have been December. It looked cool as shit from the outside. Look at that suit. Now, here's the only thing I'll say that I don't like. Whatever that footwear is, I'm sure it's some trendy-ass basketball shoe or whatever that everyone's, it's probably worth a lot of money. No. He took that suit as cool as shit, and he went and put basketball shoes on with it. Man, what are you doing? I don't get the basketball shoes with the suit thing, but whatever. I'm old. Will the Falcons go skill player like they've been doing for the past 4 or 5 years? The pick is in. They got the cameras on Will Levis. Man, if Will Levis goes to the Falcons, I'm gonna. You know what? If the Falcons or if the Panthers would have selected Will Levis at number 1, I would have lost my shit and probably broke something. If the Falcons pick Will Levis, It'll be the opposite reaction. I'm definitely not breaking anything, but I don't know if I could be able to contain myself for the remainder of the show. I mean, I won't be able to stop laughing. I might throw up. Don says he saw SummerSlam at Allegiant. That's cool. Please don't pick her. I don't know what would be funnier. If they picked Hendon Hooker or Will Levis. If they take Levis, holy shit. That's all I can say. Dog behind enemy line says if they take Levis, he's done with the Falcons. I don't mind the fat chain. Luke says the suit with the fat chain is always a look. I don't mind the fat chain at all, and the suit was fire. Everything from his neck to his ankles was fire. I don't know what he was doing with the footwear though. Probably somebody paid him a bunch of money. You know, some shoe company said, "Hey, you wear these shoes on draft night, and we'll, you know, whatever, paid him for it." So, whatever. You just saw who the Falcons are. What are you, in the future? Mrs. Peete is trolling you. First of all, I hate the Falcons, so I hope they get Will Levis. But even more importantly than that, I love entertainment. And the amount of Falcons fans on the internet who are going to be... Well, one of two things will happen if they take Will Levis. You'll see a bunch of Falcons fans trying to justify the pick, saying, oh, well, you know what? He really is like a diamond in the rough. He's like Josh Allen. I heard that. I heard somebody say that, too. He's Josh Allen is what somebody said. I was like, no, he's not Josh Allen. Or you're going to see them do a total meltdown and say, I'm done with the Falcons, and burn jerseys and, throw their stack of season tickets into the fire, whatever these dumbasses do whenever their team drafts somebody they don't like. I can't wait. Zona Man says he hopes that Falcons take Jalen Carter. I would be surprised if they didn't go defense. They need to. The pick is in. God, look at that crowd of people. That is ridiculous. I'm surprised there's that many people there live. I really am. Look at that. What are they giving away those tickets for free? I mean, is it free to go to the NFL draft? It must be. Kansas City, bro. Yeah, for sleep. A Sleater rant. Well, nobody's ever said a Sleater rant was awesome, but but it would be I might get about 10 stingers out of that. What is going on here? Why do they do this shit? I can't hear what's... Hold on. Hey, it's a good thing that Roger Goodell's here so he can solve all the social problems in the country. That's great. Oh, the tickets are free. Well, that explains why there's so many people there. Bijan Robinson. Hey! Holy shit. Holy shit. Now, that's not even near as funny as if they were to draft Will Levis. So, that's actually a decent pick. I know Vic Tube's in here, and Vic Tube is none too happy about it. Because he said he did not want Bijan Robinson. But somebody called it earlier. Somebody said that the Falcons always take skill position players, and the highest rated skill position player on the board right now is Bijan Robinson. So why wouldn't they take him? Of course they did. I believe Luke earlier said that. Luke, I'm going to call you out now. You said earlier that Bijan Robinson won't even be drafted in the first round. And I said he definitely would. Not only was he drafted in the first round, he's drafted in the top 10 at number 8. The Falcons. Oh my God. Well, at least they got a good tight end and they got a good running back now. That's good news. Too bad the defense is total crap to deal with that. Somebody said, maybe it wasn't you. Somebody said that. I thought it was you. Where's Vic Tube at? Vic Tube might have fell out of his wheelchair. Hey, should I text Vic Tube and you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna call him. Let's call Vic Tube on the air and see how he's doing, because he's clearly in distress. This will be fun. What am I doing here? I'm not a FaceTime. I didn't mean to FaceTime him, man.
Hey, Pete.
Hey, Vic. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, I know that you want to talk about the Falcons draft pick, right?
Well, I'm just checking on you, man, because I care about you. I'm making sure. Are you okay?
Nah, I'm okay. I want Jalen Carter, but
yeah. Well, you said on your video earlier today that you do not want Bijan Robinson, and you don't want any more skill players because that's all the Falcons do is draft skill players, and you're tired of it.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah. But I didn't see you in the chat after that pick, so I was wondering if you're all right.
Right. No, I was wanting to do a live reaction. So.
Oh, I'm interrupting your live reaction. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, it's okay. I'm done. It's already up.
Oh, you reacted that quickly. What'd you do? Say, damn it, and that was it, and just upload that?
Well, I mean, yeah, it was 3 minutes long, so I mean, well, I kind of was like, waiting, for them to announce the pick. So.
Right. Yeah. Well, I'll make sure the first thing I do when I get off of here is go watch your live reaction. So, well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you didn't get your way, but that's still a good pick, though, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I was just making sure you're okay, buddy.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, because I care about you.
Yeah, well, thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah. All right. See you later, Vic.
Okay, bye, Pete.
All right. And Vic's okay, everybody. Don't worry. I thought he might have got so shocked that he fell out of his wheelchair, and that wouldn't be good. You know what I mean? Don't need that. All right, so the Eagles at number 9. The pick is in. He does. Vic is he's like he has a very good ability. See, I don't have the ability to hide my emotions. Like if I'm happy, you'll know. If I'm indifferent, you'll know. If I'm pissed about something, believe me, you'll know. Vic he's like Batman. right? He's just one way all the time. You'll never know if he's upset. You'll never know if he's sad. You'll never know if he's mad. You'll never know if he's happy or excited, any of that. Vic just has one, like, sort of smooth mood going on. He's a smooth criminal. You know what I'm saying? And so he does hide his pain well. I know he's in pain right now, and I feel for him. And if I prayed, I would pray for him, but I don't pray, so I won't. The Eagles pick is in. I didn't even know Bijan Robinson was from Tucson. Arizona Tucson 93 says, I'm happy for Bijan Robinson. He's going to represent Tucson proudly. I had no idea he was from there. For some reason, I just assumed that he was from the state of Texas, but that was, that makes sense. He's from the next state over, but the Eagles pick is in. With the 9th pick overall in the 2023 draft. That stage is cool as shit. This might be like the most aesthetically cool looking drafts that I've ever seen before, honestly. I know they had it in Las Vegas, what was that, last year? But this setup here is cool as shit, man. I'm not going to lie. With the 9th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select Jalen Carter, defensive tackle from the University of Georgia. Mrs. Pete's an Eagles fan. Look, don't hold it against her. She can't help it. We're not all perfect. You know what I mean? We all have our own problems, and that's one of hers. Jalen Carter. Boy, everybody's mock drafts are completely fucked and busted right now. So, holy crap, that was quick. The Bears, after trading, are at number 10. And the pick is in. The Bears wasted no time. The Bears know who they wanted, and they're going to get their guy. Pete, Philly now has Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, and Kobe Dean off of the 21 national championship team. Wow. So I guess you do like me. If I'm not rooting for Carolina Panthers, I'm rooting for the team that has the most Clemson players on it. So I'm sure that you guys feel the same way. Probably a lot of Georgia fans out there right now that are semi-fringe Philadelphia Eagles fans because they have so many players off of that championship team. And I don't blame you. There's a bunch of Clemson players on the Bengals team. There's a bunch of Clemson players on the Bills team. There's a bunch of, well, not a bunch, but there's 3 Clemson players on Jacksonville's team. So Clemson fans do the same thing. That's the reason I was pulling for the Bengals in the Super Bowl. Jalen Carter, look at him. He's crying, man. He can't even hold his tears back. He's an Eagle. What's up, Blake? All right, where will the Bears go here? We still have not seen a wide receiver off of the board yet. How far down will we go before we see a wide receiver taken? And who will be the first wide receiver taken when it does happen? I'm thinking the Bears are probably going to go defense. It's always good to see these guys' reactions. I like his suit too. Look at that purple suit. He's got the well, it's more like lavender. He's got the lavender blazer on with the dark purple silk shirt underneath it with the gold rope. I like that suit too. I like purple though. Bears going to take an offensive tackle from Northwestern. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think that was a good pick by them. Carter was a good pick for Philadelphia. I know they're not talking about Will Levis. Oh, that was just happened to be them against Kentucky. I see what they were doing. Look at it. Picked up Daniels like a rag doll. So we are now almost about a third of the way through the first round here. Carter's very emotional. What was that, the airport? Did you see that? Did they show the airport in Philadelphia? Was that what that was? Imagine going, hey, where do you want to watch the draft tonight? Let's go to the fucking airport. Well, they do have everything you want there. They got a shitload of TVs, bars. Oh, man. I think Jalen Carter being alongside Jordan Davis will be dangerous. The Bears take Darnell Wright, offensive tackle from Tennessee. That's the second offensive lineman taken in the first round tonight. So 2 offensive linemen go in the top 10. So the top 10 is officially in the books. And here's what it is. Carolina Panthers with the first overall pick select Bryce Young from Alabama. Houston, number 2, C.J. Stroud. Houston, number 3, after trading up again, Will Anderson. Indianapolis Colts, Anthony Richardson. Seattle Seahawks, Devin Witherspoon. Arizona Cardinals, Paris Johnson Jr. Las Vegas Raiders, Tyree Wilson. Falcons, Bijan Robinson. Philadelphia Eagles, Jalen Carter. And number 10, Chicago Bears, Darnell Wright. And with the 11th pick, the Tennessee Titans are on the clock. What's the out of all that top 10 so far, what's the most surprising one? Not the best or the worst, whatever. What's the... I'm going to say it's probably a tie, actually. For me, the most surprising picks in the top 10 is Anthony Richardson to the Colts at number 4. That's just personally. I don't think it's maybe a surprise to just the general public. I just didn't think the Colts would take Anthony Richardson. And then Bijan Robinson at number 8 for the Falcons. Those are my two biggest surprises. Rackdog says Falcons, of course. Yeah. This has been once you have multiple trades in the top 10 picks, it makes things interesting. I'm probably more surprised that Anthony Richardson went to the Colts than I am that Bijan Robinson went to the Falcons, but both of those they're pretty close. C. Ross says, we can never get it right. I'm an Eagles fan now. So what are you, normally a Falcons fan, I guess? I'm assuming you're normally a Falcons fan if you're a Georgia guy. I thought for sure that the Seahawks would take Jalen Carter. I'm not surprised they took a defensive back in Seattle. I would like to see how many defensive backs has... I'm now having a brain fart. Pete Carroll taken in the first round. Mayo Man still hasn't been picked. I'm not surprised AR-15 got... Well, we all knew he was going to go in the first round somewhere. The question was where. James says he's an Eagles fan and he's not happy. Well, James, who did you want them to take? Because clearly you must have had somebody in mind. Please get this pick over with. Tired of waiting. So the Titans pick is in. Again, we still have not seen a single wide receiver off the board, so it's going to happen at some point here in the first round. One of the bets, Colby, are you still in here? What did you say you bet again? He made a bet on, what was it? I think it was running backs taken in the first round, and he took over 1.5. The next running back off the board is bound to be Jahmyr Gibbs. That would be my guess. Whether he goes towards the end of the first round or not, nothing. From what we've seen so far, nothing would surprise me. But I would say he probably goes towards the end of the first. That was my original prediction on the Lunch Money show, is that you would see both Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs go in the first round. Probably Robinson first, somewhere in the middle of the first, which he went higher than that. And then Bijan somewhere in the 20s. Jahmyr Gibbs somewhere in the 20s. For once, I would like to see them, because they've got Mel Kiper on here, right? He's the ESPN guy. And he's always on the draft live panel. I would like for them to just one time go, so Mel, your list, you're completely fucked. So you want to tell us about your list now? You're completely fucked, dude. I don't know. Somebody's a genius, though. I mean, they had me about to put $20 or $25 on Levis, just because the payout was so enticing. But somebody is a genius on the internet and had a lot of people believing that Will Levis was going to go first overall. Which I never really believed it, but... The only reason I even gave it like a 1% chance of happening is because Carolina had the first pick, and they're well known for doing stupid shit. So there is that. Yeah, you guys make sure you hit the thumbs up. It's free. All right, the pick is in for the Titans. Here we go. Somebody called it. Peter Skonorski, another offensive lineman. Now we've got 3 offensive linemen in the top 11 picks. That just goes to show you how bad a lot of these teams have it offensively on the offensive line. And this is, look, they get all their players from college, and what do you see? What is the difference? The main difference, I know quarterback plays better, and you can name just about every position at the Power 5 level compared to the Group of 5 level, compared to Division 2, 3, and FCS, so on and so forth. But what does everybody always say? The lines of scrimmage on both sides, offensive line and defensive line. And offensive line especially, and you can debate about why offensive line play has declined in college football and in the NFL, and probably the main reason is the schemes and the way that the offense is run now and the way the defenses play now. And also for a lot of people in college, it's not a very desirable position to play, and probably one of the more intricate to learn how to be a good offensive lineman. So the offensive line position becomes more and more and more and more coveted as time goes on in the modern game. And the draft is reflecting that right now. Lions are on the clock with the 12th pick. Will Levis still on the board. Jahmyr Gibbs still on the board. Luke is predicting that Jahmyr Gibbs is going to the Lions. We'll see. Luke says he just saw the pick on Twitter. How would Twitter be ahead of what the live show? The live broadcast. Here we go. The Detroit Lions pick Jahmyr Gibbs. I guess they do know. I guess Twitter is ahead. Wow. Good pick by the Lions there. I don't know why, Nature Boy, I don't know why you're surprised about that. I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs is elite. I mean, to lead the nation in all-purpose yards at Georgia Tech when they were a 4-win team or whatever it was, I mean, that tells you all you need to know. Yeah. Sea-Dog will claim that victory. He should. So, 2 running backs taken in the top 12. We got 3 offensive linemen taken in the top 11. 2 running backs, which is you don't see that very often anymore, because the shelf life for most running backs in the NFL is very like a year or 2 or whatever. It's very, very short. So to take 2 of them, that shows you how special both of them are. Both Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs, both special players. Yeah, I understand the Lions have more pressing needs, but they have so many needs. It's like, what makes one more important than the other? Well, look, It's like, when you need 10 players to make a decent team, a 500 team in the NFL, then it's like, does it really matter which one you take ahead of the other one? I don't think so. Maybe it does. And the Green Bay Packers are on the board. Thank you, Colby, for the super chat. Thank you for the stream. Well, thank you for watching. And also, thank you for supporting the show, like you always do. I appreciate you. I'm having fun. You guys having fun? I love the draft. You don't know where the Lions are going with that. They might be planning on trading somebody else, something like that. BB says, most of my picks are wrong. Well, join the club. You and 99% of the United States of America picks are wrong so far. You know what? Your picks might even be better than Mel Kiper's. Just look, if you're ever feeling bad about your picks, just know that as bad as yours are, they're probably not as bad as Mel Kiper's. Could be trade bait. Exactly. Look, we all know the Lions are out there making great decisions all the time, right? So, how dare you doubt the Lions? Look, everybody else is playing checkers, but the Lions are playing chess. You know what? That might have been a terrible pick. I don't know what the hell I'm thinking. All I do know is that and every team does it different too. Like when you're a team that has 15 different needs, there's one of two things you can do. You can say, all right, here's our order of our guys based on whether they're available or not. Or you can say, we're just going to take the next best player available. It appears to me as if that's what the Lions did, is they just took the next best player available off the board, which was Jahmyr Gibbs. Yeah, 4D chess, bro. Thank you for the Cash App, Sir UGA. He says, Falcons suck again. Great stream, Island bro. Yeah, well, the Falcons they've always sucked, and they're going to suck from here till eternity. So I don't know why anybody's surprised about that. The Falcons were an expansion team, what, in like 1968 or 9 or whatever it was? Still no Super Bowl wins. The worst blown lead in a Super Bowl to lose a Super Bowl, which we all know about that. The Carolina Panthers, on the other hand, which in the same division as the Falcons, have only been in the league since 1995, have multiple Super Bowl appearances. Still, they also don't have a Super Bowl win, but still. My point is dysfunctional and terrible as the Carolina Panthers are now, they have had a better history in half the time as the Atlanta Falcons. And I'm just being honest with you. Watching the Falcons be terrible since the 60s, it warms my heart. You still streaming tomorrow night, Pete? Yes, I'm streaming tomorrow afternoon for the midday show and tomorrow night for the call-in show. Both. Yes, I am. Sea-Dog is in the house. Oh, so everyone was assuming that Sea-Dog was going to be ecstatic about Jahmyr Gibbs going to the Lions. It turns out you are all wrong. He's upset. And I see why now. He's comparing. Look. He's comparing Megatron's time in Detroit Well, look, you can do that for every single. Oh shit! The Packers pick is in. Defensive end Lucas Van Ness from Iowa. Wow. So another edge rusher off of the board. I posed this question last night on the call-in show. How many Iowa offensive players will be drafted in the 2023 NFL draft? Over under 0. I'm going to say under. Is it possible to have under 0? Has that ever been a line before? Over or under 0? 0.0. But there will be Iowa's had always, has a good defense. They'll have several players drafted off of their defense, but offensively, I don't know, but they're probably none. I can't wait to see Sea-Dog with the Lions hat on. That's going to be fun. He probably already got one. Hey, Sea-Dog, be honest with me. Have you already gone on Fanatic? As a matter of fact, if you do go on to buy a Lions hat, and I'm not even joking, and this goes for everybody else too. If your favorite player gets drafted to some team in the NFL, and you're going to go on Fanatics and buy a jersey or a hat or a shirt or whatever it is anyway, there's a link in the description of this video to Fanatics. Use that link because it'll help me out. Seriously. Damn, he's already got what? How far behind are we? He's already got a video out. All right, Steelers are on the clock with the 14th pick. Here we go, Luke. Here we go, Luke. Something tells me that no matter who the Steelers pick, that Luke is going to be upset with it. He's not going to be happy about it. Titans probably won't make another playoff until I'm 30. So how old are you again? You're like 20 or something? So you're saying that the next decade, the Titans won't make a playoff run? Damn. That's sad. Yeah, that goes for anybody. There's a Fanatics link in all of my live shows now, and yeah, I shop Fanatics all the time. I would say probably every 3 months I buy something from Fanatics, or me or somebody in my household does. So if you use Fanatics to get your shit too, just use the link in the description of my videos, and it would help me out. All right, Luke, tell us who you want. You got Broderick Jones, another offensive lineman. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4 offensive linemen in the top 14 if they took him. Look at that. Look at that. Now, I can get down with that hat. I don't like the Steelers or their colors, honestly. But I like the Steelers sombrero. I would like to get a Carolina Panthers sombrero. Yeah, I need to add a sombrero to my hat collection. That's for sure. I do have a quick announcement. I do have a sponsorship agreement with somebody that I'll be announcing probably next week sometime. I'm excited about that. Y'all should draft Nolan head on straight and fast as hell. All right, the Steelers pick is in at number 14. All right, the pick is in. Pittsburgh. I wonder if Tech Nine's there in KC Mo. I'm trying not to look at the chat now because you guys are probably like 30 seconds or 45 seconds ahead of me, depending on which cable service or streaming service you're using. And with the 14th pick in the first round of the 2023 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Broderick Jones, offensive tackle from Georgia. There you go, bro. Luke is usually very pessimistic. He seems to be happy with this. Surprising. Well, the Steelers definitely need some offensive line help, so that was probably a great pick. I don't know his story, SEC dog. Is that who's there? The Jonas Brothers? Shit. That's disrespectful. Tech Nine should be the only musical guest at any big event held in Kansas City, like the NFL Draft. Because he's the best artist to come out of Kansas City in my lifetime. The New York Jets are on the clock with the 15th pick. This has been a very interesting draft so far. Fallout Boy is doing the music thing. Colby's predicting the Jets are 100% getting a wide receiver. Okay, then who? What wide receiver are you thinking they're getting? That's probably why they didn't invite Tech Nine to something like this, because if they did, that crowd would. First of all, he would overshadow whatever's going on in the draft, and the crowd would be so amped up. There'd be mosh pit. There'd be people getting hurt, getting punched in the face, getting slammed to the ground. Probably a good thing they didn't invite Tech Nine, actually. What do you think about Broderick Jones' snakes? What do you mean? Does he own snakes? Is that what you're saying? Are you calling people snakes? Does he own snakes, or are you saying that people are snakes? Because I'll tell you what I feel about it. If he has snakes as pets, I'm not going to Broderick Jones' house under any circumstances. I don't give a shit who he plays for. Not happening. If Trevor Lawrence called me up tomorrow and said, "Hey, Pete, I would like to invite you to come over to my house for dinner. I just want to let you know, though, I've got snakes." I go, "Yeah, Trevor, love you, bro. Not coming over. Not coming over." He owns snakes. Yeah.
I still love you, but I don't like you, bro.
Can't do it. Snakes, monkeys, tigers, shit like that. No, I ain't coming to your house. Snake farm? Oh, python. Jesus Christ. He's one of these guys. He couldn't just have like a king snake or, some non-venomous, innocuous snake. No, it's got to be a python. I don't get this. I don't know why these people do this. Let me tell you something. Owning a wild animal in your home does not make you cool. It doesn't. It makes you an idiot. Alakazam. Well, hey, look.
I still love you, but I don't like you, bro.
I don't know what to tell you. I love you, Alakazam, but I'm just not coming to your house for dinner. You know what I mean? You know. Colby says Aaron Rodgers definitely demanded an offensive lineman or a wide receiver. Well, he did the same thing at Green Bay, and how did that work out? We're getting way into the weeds with the offensive linemen now in the first round, though. There's been a bunch of them. What, 4? Are we 4 in now? I think there's 4 have been taken. Yeah. Mrs. Peete says she used to be a crazy person. Used to be. Yeah, I mean. I can't hear what they're saying. What's the speculation here? Look at that shirt. Who is that? Look at his mom. Bro, she's wearing a bra as a shirt. What is going on here? That ain't a shirt. That's a bra. This man's mom wore a negligee. God dang. Jets talking about trading. Looks like the pick is going to be in here. They're celebrating in the Jets draft room. They seem really excited about their pick, too. This must be a great pick. They're all congratulating each other. Look how happy they are. You know, out of all the draft room shots before the pick, this might be the most excited group we've seen yet. Look at these guys are hugging each other. It's like a high school reunion over here. What the hell's going on? Who'd they pick? Jesus? Have you ever seen somebody so excited for the 15th pick? Good Lord. That man's got a Joe Namath jersey on. Oh, look at this guy's jersey. He put tape over whoever's jersey that was. He put like duct tape over it and wrote with a Sharpie Rodgers on the back of it. Now, that would be me there. He's like, fuck that. I'm not spending $150 on a new Aaron Rodgers jersey for the NFL draft that I'm about to go to. I'm just going to put duct tape over somebody else's jersey and write Rodgers on it. I like that guy already. You know what I should do? You know what? That's a great idea. I'm actually going to do that. Shit. I'm going to do it. I'm going to take my Kelvin Benjamin jersey that I've had, well, since Kelvin Benjamin got drafted to the Carolina Panthers. I'm going to put tape over it, and I'm going to write Young on the back of it. Save me about $150, man. Look. Shit. So some of y'all act like you don't use coupons at the grocery store. All right? Stop it. That's like using a coupon on a jersey right there. All right, the Jets pick is in. Jets need to take... They had the Ukraine flag? Are you kidding me? Are you being serious? No, they don't. All right, the pick is in. We'll see who it is here. The draft is always the best time of the year for the Jets. It's the happiest they'll be all year. Who's this kid? I have no idea who this kid is. Oh, it's Make-A-Wish kid. Oh, now I can't make fun of that. Now I'd just be a jerk if I did that. Yeah, you should be wishing for a Super Bowl instead of this. Well, for this kid's sake, I hope they draft somebody good. That's all I can say. I'm trying not to be a jerk right now. And with the 15th pick, the New York Jets select God, this kid's got more energy than the entire Jets team. Will McDonald, Iowa State. There you go. Linebacker Will McDonald from Iowa State. Officially a New York Jet. Colby says bad pick. Yeah, that's the problem with doing these shows or with the TV on on silent. They bring out some poor Make-A-Wish kid, and I'm going to start making fun of him. I'm sorry. I apologize, kid. All right, so the Washington Redskins are on the clock with the 16th pick. Got any Redskins fans in here? Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, hold on. Let me correct myself. Do we have any Commanders fans in here? Yeah, the Make-A-Wish kid's better than Roger Goodell. That's for sure. Look at that. Will McDonald IV, first Iowa State player selected in the first round since 1973. Wow. That's a hell of a stat there. Do you guys know that it might have been 3 or 4 years ago, they did a list of the worst. I don't know if it was called the worst. It might have been worded differently. Maybe the least successful might have been the way they put it. But same thing. Worst, least successful, however you would have worded it. College football programs in the history of college football. As far as the amount of accomplishments, titles, conference championships, bowl wins, win percent, like all of those things are put into it. And the worst was Iowa State. Guess who was second worst? You guys know? Who can guess who the second worst in all of college football on this list was? Now, I think it was just Power 5 teams. Can anybody guess? Iowa State was the least successful or least decorated out of all the teams. Guess who was second least? I'm waiting. The suspense is killing me. No, it wasn't Kansas State. Nope, definitely wasn't Florida. I'm talking about Florida's got national championships. What are you talking about, Vic, dude? No, not Georgia Tech. No, not Northwestern. Keep guessing. Not Kansas. No. This is making it even better, actually. Ding, 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 ding. That is correct, sir. Nature Boy got it right. The University of South Carolina. God damn, they didn't even go to a bowl until the mid-90s. Can you imagine playing football for 125 years and you don't make your first bowl game until almost 100 years into it? One conference title back in 1969, and the only reason they got that title is, does anybody else know a history lesson for everybody? First of all, the ACC and people talk about how bad the ACC is now. Back in the 60s, they were even worse. What was going on in 1969 in the world? Yeah, that's right. We're at war. Every able-bodied human being who didn't dodge the draft was at war. And so the Gamecocks took advantage of that and finally won an ACC championship. Damn. Damn, oh damn. It's really sad. But yeah, Iowa State was the worst, and the Gamecocks were the second worst. Tell me when we're going, Colby. I'm ready to go. We'll go whenever you want to go. I'm ready to go. Any day. Bro. Tomorrow. Oh, so you called them and made an appointment for tomorrow? Charlie's a Cox fan.
Casket!
Clemson fans piss me off.
All right, so the Redskins pick is in with the 16th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft. Yeah, we're halfway there. Emmanuel Forbes, cornerback, Mississippi State. There you go. Still, we have yet to see a wide receiver off of the board. We've seen a bunch of offensive linemen, 2 running backs, few defensive linemen, few defensive backs, couple of linebackers. I think the only thing we're really missing at this point, the only position we're missing at this point, well, we're missing, I guess, safety. But I'm putting cornerback and safety in the same category, defensive back. So the only position group as a whole, well, we haven't seen a tight end either. So tight end and wide receiver, the only 2 positions still not drafted going into the 17th pick. And the Patriots hold the 17th pick. Will we see one of those 2 things, either a tight end or a wide receiver, taken by the New England Patriots? I saw a couple of mock drafts where they had Michael Mayer, the tight end from Notre Dame, going to the Patriots. So that wouldn't shock me at all, actually. Of course, sorry about your luck, banana eater. And when I say banana eater, I'm talking about Will Levis. Have you seen these? Have you guys seen the video of Will Levis eating a banana with the banana peel on? What in the actual fuck is going on there? That might have been one of the weirdest videos I've ever seen. It looks like the beginning of some weird porn or something. Like, why are you eating a banana with a banana peel on? That's just nasty. Who had cancer and died? Oh, Jerry Springer. Yeah, rest in peace to Jerry Springer. Yeah, definitely.
Pathetic!
Oh, shit. In the middle of my eulogy for Jerry Springer, Christian Gonzalez, cornerback out of Oregon. That was quick. So, with the 17th pick, the New England Patriots take a cornerback. Yeah, anyway, where's that at? Oh, yeah, Jerry Springer, rest in peace. All right, so the Detroit Lions back on the clock, back again. Back for the first time. Or the second time, even. Yeah, how old was old Jerry? He was almost 80. I think he's like 79 years old. He's been battling cancer. I believe he had pancreatic cancer. He's had cancer for several years now. Did I miss one? Oh no. So the Lions back on the board. Again, still have not seen. Jerry turned the torch over to Edward. Yeah. Listen, if you just go on YouTube, it's very clear that Jerry Springer was a mentor of sorts to thousands, if not tens of thousands, if not millions of podcasters and or YouTubers or whatever platform you watch them on. That's for sure. A pioneer of sorts. No, the paternity test wasn't Jerry Springer. That was Maury Povich. You've got your daytime dirty TV wrong. Yeah, I remember that too, Blake. The two things, if you were at home, like sick from school, there was several things you watched. One of them was always The Price is Right, right? What time did that come on? It came on. I think The Price is Right came on at 11 a.m. And Jerry Springer came on at like after that, like at noon, or maybe it was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, something like that. But yeah, The Price is Right and Jerry Springer, two things you had to watch as a kid if you stayed home sick from school. Both of those things. Yeah, hot women in swimsuits on The Price is Right. Yeah, The Price is Right. Maybe more men watched it. Well, the women watched it for the prices, and the men watched it for the models. No, you're wrong, Mrs. P. The Lions pick is in. Again, we still have not seen a wide receiver off of the board yet. I think most people believe that the, what's his name, from Ohio State is going to be the first one off the board at the wide receiver position. Which I also heard, if that happens, if the Ohio State wide receiver goes in the first round, that'd be the first time that you had a wide receiver and quarterback duo go from Ohio State go in the first round in like whatever it was, 50 years or something. SEC Dog says the next pick will be Drew Sweeney. That would be something. You know what? If the Falcons were going to take a receiver, they probably would take Drew Sweeney. That'd be some shit the Falcons would do. All right, the pick is in for the 18th pick in the NFL draft, 2023. I've never been to Kansas City before. One of those Venables linebackers? No, there's no Venables linebackers this year. Well, I guess you could say technically Trenton Simpson is a Venables linebacker because he only played under Wes Goodwin for one season, and he was recruited and developed by Brent Venables. So that is possible. When I was driving back from, this is funny. Well, it's not funny where I went. When I went to Golden Blue Dude's funeral, like a month ago, or however long ago that was, I came on the way back to Charleston. I came through this small town, but there was an accident on the interstate, and the GPS took me through some small town in South Carolina. Anyway, I drove by this building, and I'm assuming it was a strip club. I don't know what it was. But it looked like a strip club. It looked like a dilapidated, broken down ass building. And they had a big billboard in the parking lot. And it said, every Wednesday night, midget wrestling. I said, what? I should have stopped and taken a picture of that. Midget wrestling. And I was like, Jesus Christ. All right, the pick is in for the Lions. Of course, the Detroit, with their first pick in the draft, took Jahmyr Gibbs, which our boy Sea-Dog was none too happy about. Look at this man's got a lion's mane on his head. What in the hell is going on? That would be funny if Will Levis fell out of the first round, wouldn't it? All right, so the pick is in. With the 18th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Jack Campbell. That's the second Iowa defensive player in the first 18 picks. Jack Campbell. Hold on. Now, the other one, is that the second linebacker from Iowa that's gone on the first round? The other guy was a linebacker too, wasn't he? Iowa's loaded defensively. So we were having this discussion. Will there be a single Iowa offensive player even drafted at all? Probably most of their defensive. Well, I don't know how many players from Iowa entered the draft. But defensively, all of them will get drafted, whoever entered. But they've got the worst offense in America. Well, last year they had the worst offense in the Power 5. It wasn't even close. Hell, but shit, you could even include more than the Power 5. Just go into Division I FBS football. They were near the bottom. They might have been the worst statistically. Oh, the other guy was a defensive end. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Luke thinks that Tampa Bay is going to take Will Levis. We'll see. I wonder if is Slim Shady still in here? Well, I wouldn't be surprised if they did, actually. Who do they got? Baker Mayfield from the Panthers? Good God almighty. You got Kyle Trask and Baker Mayfield. Yikes. I have a feeling the Buccaneers are about to go back to where the Buccaneers were previous to Tom Brady coming there. A dumpster fire. Especially at the quarterback position. Tampa is on Drake May or Caleb Williams. Well, in order for that to happen, they would. So what you're saying is you think that Tampa Bay is going to tank next year on purpose? Because if they're going to get, I think that Caleb Williams is going to be the first overall pick next year, or after next, next year's draft. That'd be my guess. The Buccaneers pick is in at number 19. Look at this lady. She's hammered. Look at the lady with the, I don't even know what kind of hat you call that. Yeah, she's hammered. I don't know why the Buccaneers, you see that logo up on the big screen on the right? It's instead of you remember the old school 70s Buccaneers logo, 80s, with the Buccaneer with the knife in his mouth? Well, they had one instead of the normal face, it's a skull. That shit looked cool. But I don't like this whatever logo they got now looks stupid, I think. Khalija Kansi? Is that how you pronounce his name? Defensive tackle out of Pitt. I don't even know how you pronounce that guy's name. Khalija, I think. There you go. Defensive line. And that's what Slim Shady said last night that he wanted and that they needed bad was defensive line. So he called it. He should be happy with that. Will Levis continues to drop like a bad habit. Are they comparing him to Aaron Donald? Is that what they're doing just because they've played at the same school? That's silly. Yeah, I think that's a silly comparison too. Look, they are. Oh, look, they're the same height and weight. What does that have to do with anything? They just make up shit, man. All right, the Seattle Seahawks are on the board. Is it just me or is this first round going fast? I guess it's not going fast. It's been 2 hours. It doesn't seem like it's been 2 hours. Time's fly. I guess time flies when you're having fun. You guys having fun? I'm having fun. And I'm glad you guys are here with me tonight. When I was firing up the stream tonight, The first stream, not this one, not the one that the sound went out on and I had to restart. But anyway, when I was firing up the stream tonight, of course, I subscribe to a bunch of different NFL guys, college guys. 90% of my YouTube subscriptions are to sports channels and whatnot. My phone was lighting up like a Christmas tree with notifications. I mean, it was it just ding, 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 like over and over, like hundreds of notifications from people that are streaming the NFL draft, which happens every year. I mean, this is the time of the year when all of the college football YouTube people, all of the NFL YouTube people, and then just all of the sports YouTube people in general, if they're one of those all-encompassing sports channels, they all cover the NFL draft and stream the NFL draft. So, Levis was awful in college, in my opinion. People say the same thing about Josh Allen, and I've seen comparisons between him and Josh Allen. I don't think that's a very fair comparison at all, actually, though. Well, for instance, Josh Allen played on a way worse team than Will Levis did. I mean, Josh Allen was really a one-man show at Wyoming. He was playing with a bunch of walk-ons and two-stars. I mean, Kentucky, although not great, I mean, they weren't as bad as Wyoming. Well, that's a ringing endorsement, Bulldog 1776. Yeah, just nothing else better to do. That's fine. I'll take it. I'll take anything I can get. Mr. Duggar Fishing. Mr. Duggar loves everybody, and everybody loves Mr. Duggar. Yeah, and Anthony Richardson equals Cam Newton too. Yeah. Right. I don't. You know what is weird? The uncontrollable need or urge for people to compare everybody to somebody else. It's the weirdest thing. It's every player they draft to go, oh, well, he's like so-and-so, or he's like so-and-so, or he's like so-and-so. It's like maybe they're not. Maybe he's just like himself. I don't know. I mean, why does everybody have to be compared to somebody that came before them? You know? Are we sure about what? You're going to miss a lot of these guys because you don't watch the NFL. Oh, well, all right. That sucks. I do watch the NFL. I feel sorry for people who only watch either the NFL or only college football. That means you get like 2 days a week. Well, really one day that matters because Thursday games suck. So you basically get 1 day a week of football during football season, and also you get a shorter season in the NFL. I get more than twice the amount of fun by being a fan of both the NFL and college football than you do. Sorry for your loss. Sorry about your luck. If you're the same color and size, you're the same. God dang. Well, Luke, the reason a lot of people don't like the NFL is because they don't like the fact that Colin Kaepernick kneeled for the flag 10 years ago, which has nothing to do with now, by the way, but whatever. That's the reason they don't. For the people that go, I don't watch the NFL, that's what they're talking about. Which, whatever. I don't give a shit what you watch, honestly. I mean, does anybody care what I watch? No. And they shouldn't. Did I miss a pick with my rant here? No. Seattle's on the clock still. The 20th pick. Atlanta broke me off the NFL. Well, I mean, it is disheartening when your team is terrible. I'll give you that. Well, you're not going to get an argument for me about which one I like better. I clearly like college football better. I mean, I created this YouTube channel around it for a reason. It's not, and it has nothing to do with anything other than that. I think college football is superior for a lot of different reasons, but I also like the NFL. All right, Seattle's pick is in. Plus, every Sunday, just about during the season, me and Mrs. Peete have a tradition where we go out to a local sports bar and watch the NFL games for a few hours during the afternoon. And I can sit there and enjoy the NFL games and all the banter that goes on and all the different fans in there. Look, if I go, I can't go in public or like to a sports bar on a Saturday. I can't do it. Because it's too straight. It's too. I don't want to argue with people in a bar. And every time I go to a bar on a Saturday, I just hear complete and total potato people that don't watch college football, pretending like they know about college football. And I can't keep my mouth shut, so I just stay away from it. I'd rather hang out with you guys on Saturdays anyway than go to a sports bar. I can't enjoy a sports bar on Saturday. I can enjoy it on Sunday though. First thing you hear when you sit down at a sports bar, some idiot that just watched 4 games in the past 10 years goes, well, I heard that the only reason Clemson's any good is because they play in the ACC. And if I'm sitting next to him and hear that, you know what's going to happen. So I just go ahead and stay away from that. I'm not trying to go to jail or even get mad for that matter. Who are these people? Peninsula P. No tailgate in the NFL. I think that's. I don't know if that's true. I think there's, as a whole, I think you're right. But there's some legendary tailgating scenes in the NFL. Hell, I've been to some legend. Oh, all right. So here we go. Finally, Seahawks take wide receiver Jackson Smith. Nigba from Ohio State. Finally, it took 20 picks. There you go. So the only position group not to be taken so far in the first round is tight end. And I believe that's going to happen very soon here. So look at Seattle. Seattle took Devin Witherspoon, defensive back, at the 5th overall pick. And now they've got their offensive weapon, wide receiver from Ohio State, at number 20. That is one thing I could say about Seattle is they usually do pretty good in the draft. They're one of those teams that usually hits on their draft picks. You know what I mean? Peete almost got himself canceled. How? What are you talking about? Yeah, well, I have so much fun streaming the games on Saturday. I'd rather do that than go to a bar anyway. But even if I wasn't doing, streams on Saturday every year for these games, I couldn't go to a bar. Ask Mrs. Peete. I can't do it. All right, so the Chargers are on the clock with the 21st pick. I actually saw the last pick was projected to go to the Chargers, so we'll see what they do. Which surprised me because the Chargers, they've got a bunch of very good receivers. I don't know why they would have thought him. Will Levis still on the board. Michael Mayer still on the board. Still got all three Clemson defensive players. Trenton Simpson, Miles Murphy, and Brian Brzee all still on the board. SEC Dog says the Chargers take some Pac-12 guy from Oregon as a prediction. Mr. Duggar Fishing says, red-headed kid from the Bison's offensive tackle. You're talking about an FCS guy, huh? Or are you talking about a Colorado guy? North Dakota State is the Bisons. I've been to some really good NFL tailgates before. Now, I'm not saying they compare to, game day at a lot of different colleges. I'm not saying that, but I've been to Carolina Panthers games tailgates that were off the chain. I would imagine some tailgates, NFL tailgates, are probably not very fun. I would like to go to, here's the top tailgating spots probably in NFL, or places at least I'd like to go tailgate at. Kansas City's a good one. Buffalo's a good one. Probably Seattle would be a good one. I'm assuming Dallas would be a good one just because, the amount of bandwagon fans they have. They might be the largest fan base in all of the NFL. Who am I missing? I said Buffalo, yeah. Buffalo's probably at the top. Buffalo is probably the most, not just the tailgating, but the stadium atmosphere and the in-game atmosphere as far as being in the stand. That's probably the most college-like atmosphere in the NFL, is Buffalo. Green Bay, probably, yeah, another one. Well, New Orleans, yeah, probably just because of where it is. That would make sense. Sure. Let's say, what would be the worst ones? Look at that. ESPN Analytics has 0.8% chance that Will Levis will be available at pick number 22. And we're on pick 21 right now. So they're basically predicting the Chargers to take him. So, no, and that's not going to happen either. Not with Justin Herbert there. LA's got to be the worst. Probably Miami, right? Because the old Miami Hurricanes fans always talk about that's the reason that their tailgate sucks is because, well, I mean, it was Miami. There's so much other stuff to do. I mean, look at all the thong bikinis at the beach 5 miles away. Why would you want to come to a football tailgate? So, there is that. Yeah, I'd say probably LA is one of them. It seems like most of the colder weather NFL franchises have the better tailgates. Green Bay, Philadelphia, Buffalo, Seattle. Tailgate at the strip club. Quentin Johnston, wide receiver from TCU. They did take a wide receiver. I wonder if they would have taken the last guy if he was still there. Probably. Look at that. So the Chargers going out and getting skill. Somebody for Herbert to throw the ball to, bro. Yeah, he's good. Ravens on the clock with the 22nd pick. So are they trading Mike Williams or Keenan Allen? I doubt they'll trade either one of them. Yeah, I mean they're taking they're a West Coast team and they're taking a page right out of West Coast college football and just focusing on offense apparently. I mean, does anybody think that the Chargers offense in 2023 is going to be ridiculously good? Unless they trade away one of those guys, like he just said, Mike Williams or Keenan Allen. Ravens are out of money now, yeah. Yeah, Lamar Jackson finally got paid. It's funny, too, that all the people that have been crying and moaning about Lamar Jackson, holding out. Oh, this idiot. Does this idiot really think he's worth $50 million a year? Jesus Christ, what a moron. Get rid of him. Well, guess what? Guess who got the last laugh? That's right. Lamar Jackson got the last laugh, didn't he? Yep. So all the people that are like, why is he holding out? This is why. Because now he's the highest paid on a yearly basis anyway, quarterback in the league. Now, what does that mean for the Ravens as an organization? Probably not good things, right? I mean, there's a salary cap. I think the salary cap is supposed to go up soon, though. In the next sometime in the next 2 or 3 years, I think the salary cap is going up, which would help them out, but. Typically, when you see a quarterback getting that kind of money, that the rest of the team does suffer. He wanted 220 and got 260. Yeah, well, there you go, bro. Now his deal, he's got $52 million a year. I think his guaranteed money is like at 185, which is ridiculous. I mean, come on. Which I mean, Deshaun Watson's is guaranteed fully $230 million, which is really ridiculous. And who is the other one? That's I think Jalen Hurts is like whatever his guaranteed money is a little bit higher too. But as far as a year-to-year salary, Jackson's the highest right now. Pay that man his money. I just always think it's funny when you see random dumbasses on the internet talking about, oh, he shouldn't be asking for that. And it's like, dude, are you a sports agent? I mean, oh, he's not going to get that. Well, guess what? He got it. He got it. Slim, did you miss anything interesting? No, nothing interesting ever happens on the Pigskin Pete YouTube channel. But I was asking about you whenever the Buccaneers made their pick because you called it. You said that, well, you didn't call it. You said what you wanted was a defensive lineman, and that's what you got. So congratulations. Who do y'all think the Bills will draft? Did his mom negotiate the deal? Maybe. Shit. I'll tell you one thing. If he doesn't have an agent and somebody in his family negotiated that deal, then he is the highest paid all around because the cut that the agent would get or the manager or whatever that doesn't exist. Richard Seymour, I believe, is the first one or he might not be the first, but he's probably the most prominent player to ever do that, right? Negotiate for himself. And I think Lamar Jackson took a page right out of that book. Yeah, Lamar Jackson doesn't have an agent. There you go. If he doesn't have an agent and he made that deal, then he is the highest paid. or he's gonna bring the most money home. I mean, how much money does the agent get generally? 10% at least. Some of them maybe more than that. So that's 10% of whatever it is. What was his total deal? 250 million, something around that. There it is. So 10%, 185 million. No, that's guaranteed money. That's the guaranteed money, not the full contract that they just put on the screen just now. Whatever it is. 10% of that is that, well, 10% of just the 185 million is 18.5 million. So just, do the math, bro. The Ravens pick is in. You hope we get to see more of the Jonas Brothers? Yeah, I could go the rest of my life without ever seeing another Jonas Brothers performance. I'd be just fine. What do you guys think is going here? We still have 2 Clemson guys on the board. Well, 3 Clemson guys on the board. Will Levis still on the board. He's definitely not going to the Ravens. Why in the hell would if they just gave Lamar Jackson all that money, would they draft a quarterback in the first round? Well, they wouldn't. That's the answer to that. Who's the biggest name left on the board right now? I know the biggest name, best name, that is all subjective, depending on who you think is the best. But let's just name a couple. First round projected players that are still on the board. Yeah, she's definitely his agent unofficially. She's just not. I'm sure I don't know. She probably doesn't have an LLC. Yeah, well, Levis, we know that. Other than Levis, the pick is in. I was just about to say that. Zay Flowers, wide receiver from Boston College. I was just about to say him. So they got themselves a receiver. I mean, they just invested in their quarterback for the next five years at minimum. You better get somebody for him to throw the ball to, and that's exactly what they just did. Mr. Duggar Feashin coming through with a super chat. Thank you. Hell, I will send the bro a bro. Well, thank you, bro. Cheers. We'll drink it together. How about that? Here's to you, Mr. Duggar Feashin. Cheers, and thank you. ACC on the board. ACC. 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 In all seriousness, no, that is a good pick, though. I wish he was at Carolina, honestly. The Ravens picked him so he might suck. Of course, you're a Pittsburgh fan. We don't take anything you say about them seriously. Yeah. By the way, the ACC already had a pick with the Pittsburgh defensive tackle, so there is that. That's the second ACC guy. All right, so the Minnesota Vikings on the clock with the 23 pick in the first round of the 2023 draft. Man, we might not see Will Levis go in the first round. How far will Will Levis drop? Tyreek Hill. Steve Smith is a way better. Well, are you besmirching the good name of Steve Smith? Steve Smith was one of the best receivers in the NFL with fucking Jake Delhomme, dude. And a bunch of other quarterbacks that couldn't throw the football, too. Levis going to second round? Probably. If he didn't go somewhere in that top tier, that top 10, I figured he would fall out into the second. Yeah, Steve Smith was great. He's my favorite Panthers player of all time, and it's really not even particularly close. Well, he's my favorite offensive Panthers player of all time. Well, now I'm gonna start thinking about it. Greg Olson's one too. I'd say Steve Smith is probably my favorite offensive Panthers player of all time. My favorite defensive player of all time for the Panthers is not Luke Kuechly, as many of you would guess it would be. Does anybody want to guess who it is? One person in here in particular might know actually who it is. Not Mrs. Peete. Somebody else. Again, I didn't say the best. I said my favorite. Ding, 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 ding. That is correct, sir. Yeah, Julius Peppers. Shit. Yeah, I love Julius Peppers. Dude from Steelers. Who's that? I do like Thomas. A lot of players I like and love, but yeah, Julius Peppers, my favorite. I said Steve Smith was my favorite offensive player, Mrs. Peete. So. I'm just going to be honest, I have zero idea or even inkling who the Vikings are going to take here. Josh Downs. Been interesting so far tonight, though. A lot of surprises. Most notably, the trades that happened early in this, in the top 10. Why is Mayhem Matthew on Rooster Stream talking about the size of Jalen Carter's hawk? Wait, what? Yeah, I don't know. That's a good point. Peninsula P says Levis couldn't beat out Sean Clifford at Penn State. Yeah, Williams and Stewart. I mean, come on, they were ridiculous. I used to like to hear John Gruden talk about having to, when John Gruden was at Tampa Bay, he had to play against Carolina, twice a year, obviously. He used to talk about how, they had no answer for that duo, Williams and Stewart. They were just too good. Williams, when he went to Pittsburgh and played with Bell, he was already on the lower side of his career. He wasn't near as dynamic as he was when he was at Carolina. He was still good though. Yeah, they were nasty. I always liked those 1-2 tandem running back groups. You know, because most teams only have one elite running back, and then there's a big drop off after that. Whenever you have that 1-2 punch that are pretty equal, that's always really exciting. And it doesn't matter whether it's college or NFL. It doesn't matter what level it's at. It's fun everywhere to see that. All right, the Vikings pick is in at number 23. Yeah, Mrs. Peete did cry whenever Steve Smith got traded to the Ravens. She did. I still can't believe that the Colts took Anthony Richardson. I can't. Yes, Musa Muhammad did play with Steve Smith. Yes. I loved him too. He was way underrated. Well, he was overshadowed by Steve Smith a little bit, I think. But both of those guys played on the 2003 Super Bowl team with Jake Delhomme at quarterback. Muhammad was just a worker. Jordan Addison, wide receiver of Southern Cal, to the Vikings. Surprised. No one even mentioned his name when I said some of the best players still on the board. I just forgot about him. Good pick there. So, man, we've had a bunch of, in the last 10 picks or so, we've got a ton of wide receivers off the board. A ton. Can Pittsburgh claim Addison? I'm going to say yes on that. Yeah, go Dogs 95. I think most people agree with you there. It's just it's again, I'll make the comparison about a loser boyfriend. It's he's a good-looking guy, you know what I mean, physically, a big guy, tall, physically imposing, big arm, all those things. And you get these NFL scouts, they look at him and they go, "Man, that guy looks like an NFL player. If we could just get a hold of him, we could really make him good," but probably not. That's the reason they take him. If Trump would buy an NFL team, I'll watch it again. What? If Trump bought an NFL team, it would go the way it would be the worst team in the NFL. Sorry. Will Levis was 100 times worse than Anthony Richardson in college. Yeah. Yeah, the Vikings wide receiver room is loaded. Make the NFL great again. Oh, man. Trump tried to buy the Buffalo. You don't remember that? What was that? Like in the 90s? He tried to buy the Buffalo Bills. Yeah. Didn't work. Football NFTs. You remember how on the NFT commercial he did? He's like, "I'm the greatest president ever. I'm better than George Washington. I'm better than Abraham Lincoln. I'm better than John Kennedy." Imagine if he bought the NFL team. He'd be like, "I'm better than Vince Lombardi. I'm better than Robert Kraft." Who are the ones that own the Steelers? Trump is a trip, man. Brett Favre from not being able to complete a pass with the Falcons to winning a Super Bowl with Green Bay. Yeah, the Roonies. I'm better than the Roonies. Ultra Magdog says, "Get off my boy Trump." Man, he's funny. Again, another example of billionaires that think that just because they're good at making money, they're good at everything else. Jerry Jones. This goes for almost every single NFL owner. Virtually all of them. But there's the ones out there like the Jerry Jones, the David Teppers, the Robert Krafts. Now, at least Robert Kraft's been successful. But most of these billionaires they think because they're good at making money, they're good at everything, and that's just not true. You know, that's a good comparison, actually, Luke. George, yeah, that's a great comparison. I would like to see Trump own an NFL team, though. I mean, imagine how entertaining that would be. I mean, we had the greatest offense of all time. I mean, everybody knows it. We have the greatest defense. I mean, every draft pick we make is going to be the greatest draft pick ever made in the NFL. We had the greatest coaches, the greatest cheerleaders. Look over there at the cheerleaders. Look how hot they are. The hottest cheerleaders in all the NFL. Yeah, that's right. Trump cheerleaders. Trump sued the NFL in the 80s and got $1. Imagine Trump going after the refs for bad calls. Yeah, he'd be like, "The game is rigged. Everybody knows we're the best team. Everybody knows we won the game. Refs, rigged. Rigged. We're the real champions." All right, the Giants pick is in at pick number 24. Where are the Giants pick going here? No idea. Every time they say the pick is in, I try not to look at the chat. Because I know most of you are ahead of me, and I want to be spoiled. You know what I mean? I can't hear what they're saying, but here's what I do know. Everything that Booker McFarland says is potato. So I don't even have to hear what he's saying. I just know it's potato. Is he the worst announcer in the history of Monday Night Football? Was it Monday Night Football or Sunday Night Football he was on? It was one of those. God, he was bad. He was like Captain Obvious, too. You know, he's like, "Yeah, well, they got a first down, and what it takes to get a first down in the NFL is getting 10 yards. And it's like, huh? What? Yeah, no shit, buddy. What does that got to do with the price of tea in China? All right, the Giants pick is in. Deonte Banks, cornerback, Maryland. All I can say is, at least now he can afford a better phone. This man's talking on a Cricket wireless phone. Get that man a better phone with this first round money. Deontay Banks. Congratulations, you're a New York Giant. Uh-oh, more trades. Is that right? Is that right? Jacksonville's on the clock at 25. Huh. Oh, so the Giants traded up with Jacksonville one spot. Why did they? Was it really worth trading one spot? Were they really that worried that the Jaguars were going to take Deontay Banks? That's interesting. Oh, okay, that's what it is. I was wondering. All right, so the Bills are up now with the 25th pick after a trade. Still have not seen a Clemson player. We had at least two of them, maybe three projected in the first round. We're running out of picks here. Got 6 picks left. Mel Kiper had, who did he have? He had, shit, who did he have? He had the Bills taking Miles Murphy, I believe. Colby is halfway to meeting his bet. Remind me what his bet was again. He said it at the beginning of the stream. I can't remember what it was. Oh, the Dennis Miller. Oh yeah, shit. Yeah, but at least Dennis Miller was at least. I mean, he was terrible at calling football, but he was kind of funny though. See, at least Dennis Miller would make jokes that would make you laugh. When you laughed at Booger McFarland, it was just because you weren't laughing with him; you were laughing at him. There's a big difference there. Yeah, but yeah, Dennis Miller was pretty bad too. Not as bad as Booger McFarland though. What if Elon bought an NFL team? Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, he might just need to stick to building electric cars and shooting rockets to Mars and shit. I don't know. You know what I mean? If you lose against Elon's team, he shoots you to space in a Tesla. Yeah, that's actually good. That would be. I'd watch that. You know, I'd watch that. All right, the Bills pick is in. What are we going with here with the Bills? Are they going defense or are they going offense? We still have not seen a tight end off of the board. We still got Michael Mayer. We still got Darnell Washington. Those are probably the 2 highest rated tight ends in the draft. Neither one of them have been taken yet. Remaining picks: Bills, Cowboys, Jaguars, Bengals, Saints, Eagles, and Chiefs. That's right. Yep, that's right. Unless we see a trade. But yeah, as of right now, that's the way it is. Georgia fans talk about our injured wide receivers 10 times more than we ever do. Imagine that. Yeah, well, the times of them talking about your injured wide receivers are probably over because now they're going to be focused on your quarterbacks. I don't know. It's if the second best quarterback for Notre Dame starts for Alabama, that is alarming. That is alarming. Oh, Bijan Robinson's been picked. Bijan Robinson was picked in the top. Shit, what was he like? Pick number 7? Where's my paper at? Yeah, Bijan Robinson was selected 8th overall. To Atlanta. He's a Falcon, bro. Yep. All right, the Bills pick is finally in. I'm going to say they're either going to go tight end or defensive line here. That'd be my guess. Or linebacker. All right, so I'm trying not to look at the chat so you don't spoil it for me, since I know I'm behind most of you. With the 25th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills select Dalton Kincaid, tight end. I called it. Utah. I didn't call Dalton. I said tight end, though. I am a little bit surprised that he got picked ahead of Michael Mayer, but depending on which mock drafts you looked at, the two were very close. Cowboys on the clock. Good for him. So the first tight end off the board came at pick number 25 to the Bills. Another weapon for Josh Allen. And you can see from his film here, he's clearly a receiving tight end more than he is a blocking tight end. Not that he can't do both, but that seems to be his forte. Detailer says Kincaid had to live in Utah and now he has to live in Buffalo. Hey, at least he's well seasoned for the cold weather. I mean, come on, that's probably a good thing, right? I'd rather live in Utah than Buffalo. I'm just saying. I mean, Buffalo is basically Canada. You know. And you guys know how I feel about Canada. Now, all you got to do is go watch my Canada rant. So, Utah is a beautiful state. I mean, aside from all the Mormon shit, you know, I'm just talking about the state. I'm just talking about the physical landscape of Utah is beautiful. It's a stunning state. Yeah, I don't want multiple wives. I can barely handle one. I don't want more than one. I'm not crazy. No. And I also don't have magic underwear. Or want magic underwear either. So. I don't even own a bike. I mean, what kind of self-respecting Mormon doesn't even own a bike? Cowboys on the clock. Hey, what's up, Ballard? He says, hey, Pete, I'm also live, but stopping in. Well, I appreciate you. Good luck. No, I don't want a second wife if it's okay. No, I don't. Will Levis on a milk carton here in the first round of the 2023 NFL Draft. Yikes. There we go. Michael Mayer. Now, stop. See what I was talking about earlier with the comparisons? Stop with the comparisons to Jason Witten. What are we talking about here? I hate when they do this. I mean, if you want to compare somebody, size and weight and arm length and all that shit to somebody else, that's completely understandable. But Jason Witten is one of the greatest tight ends to ever play football, and they're talking about this guy who hasn't even played an NFL game yet. Although I do think that's who they're going to pick here. I think they're going to take a tight end, and probably Mayer. Yeah, compared to Novacek. The way that his body language makes me believe that he thinks they're going to take him too. Look at the guy up. I don't know who that guy is related to him, but look at the guy up in the right-hand corner, standing behind the couch with a Miller Lite in his hand. He looks more excited than Michael Mayer does. Oh, look. Yeah. See, look. Again, you haven't seen a single owner on TV tonight of any of these franchises until now. And guess who's center stage? Look, your boy, Jerry Jones. Your boy, Jerry Jones. The Hugh Hefner of the NFL. That's what Jerry Jones is. The Hugh Hefner of the NFL. I don't dislike Jerry Jones. I just think, all I can say is I'm glad he's not the owner of my team. But to be fair, I don't like the owner of my team either. I don't like David Tepper either. So, there is that. Jerry Jones is brilliant at making money. Not so brilliant at winning games or winning titles. How long has he been the owner of the Cowboys? And how many titles they got? Always Irish is here. Hey, look, Always Irish.
I don't feel well. Jesus, life shouldn't be that stressful. If this is my show 2 weeks in, by week 10, I'm going to be doing the show from a casket. Of course, I'm always up to do a show with you, sir. And there is a lot to cover. You're right. Always Irish is one of my favorite college football YouTube channels. And, of course, he covers mainly Notre Dame football. But, he does talk about other teams and stuff, too. But, yeah, he's definitely one of my favorites on here. And I'm not just saying that. He knows that. He's the man. Yeah, just let me know, man. I'd love to come on. I know. So you do. He does the call-in show a few days a week, or I don't know. Maybe it's every weekday. But the problem is a lot of the time we're doing a show at the same time. My midday show is on at the same time as his. But I would love to come on one of his call-in shows in the morning. And the Cowboys take Mozzie Smith from Michigan. Holy shit. Now, not only did he not take the Notre Dame tight end, Michael Mayer, he just slapped him in the face. What a slap in the face to Notre Dame, man. Now, perfect timing for Always Irish coming in here. Casket.
Holy shit. Took a Michigan man.
Good God. Good God. Michael Mayer's too nice of a guy. He doesn't deserve this. What is going on? Wow. Jaguars on the clock. Jesus Christ. Man. Mozzie Smith. Look at that hat. What is it with the that's actually a pretty cool little helmet there. Even though I hate the Cowboys. I don't know what it is with the big hats. Well, I'm not talking about cowboy hats. Everybody knows that everything's bigger in Texas. So the big cowboy hats don't surprise me at all. But I don't even know what you call what I just saw. It was a sparkly giant helmet. You know what it looked like? You know what the you ever seen that movie Spaceballs? And I'm not talking about Lord Helmet. Now that was a big hat. But everybody else on Lord Helmet's staff or whatever, army, they had, when they were on that spaceship, they had that black helmet that was like almost a perfect circle, like a perfect dome around their head. That's exactly what it looked like, except it had a cowboy star on it. You know what I mean? He'll be reliable all day for 15 years long, not flashy, but you'll love him. Who are you talking about? Are you talking about Michael Mayer? Shit, I wish the Carolina Panthers would draft him. I can't believe he's still on the board, honestly. And you know what else I can't believe? Speaking of Notre Dame, I can't believe we haven't seen a single offensive lineman from Notre Dame drafted yet. Usually there's one that goes in the top 15 every year, or multiple. Lone Star better than Han Solo? Abso-freaking-lutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. May the Schwartz be with you. Our Schwartz are twisted. I love that movie. I could probably recite that movie every single word for it, line from beginning to end. That's definitely in my top 3 or 5 movies of all time. It's really not even close. But you know, comedy movies is definitely in the top 3. What's the password to your luggage? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, shit. All right, the Jaguars pick is in. Jacksonville's got to be going defense here, right? We know they're good at quarterback. They got some pretty good receivers. They're good at running back. I'm gonna say either. I'm gonna say either defensive back or defensive line. That's where I'm going with my guess here. Or maybe they take Michael Mayer. Because he's still on the board. Why not? Nolan Smith has not been picked. No, I don't think so. I have a bad memory. I don't think so. No, he hasn't been picked. Jalen Carter has. No. Can we do a deal where I come to your spring game some year and you come to ours, record from both? I would love to do that. Maybe that might be possible. The only problem with that is that they might be on the same weekend or like 1 week apart. So that would be like 2 weeks in a row I'm out of town, and same with you. Well, I guess I don't know how far you live from there. Like an hour maybe. But that's quite a trek. That is true, and I do want to come there. I would rather. Well, I feel like if I'm going to take the time and all that to go to a Notre Dame game, I want to do it during like a real game, just for the whole, to get the whole experience. You know what I'm saying? Oh, 2-hour drive. Okay. Hell, even the Clemson spring games, I'm not even really there to watch the football. It's more of a social event for me. We leave at halftime and, When does Clemson go back to South Bend? It's not long from now. Like, was it 2020? Was it? When is it? 2026, 5, something like that. Anton Harrison. Jaguars. Go with an offensive tackle. To protect their prized offensive player, Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne. Good move there. Bengals on the clock. Still no Clemson players off the board yet. A little bit surprising. They're doing Mayor dirty. Yeah, I tend to agree with you there. Let me go ahead and make sure. I don't look because thank you, Nature Boy, for the Cash App. I appreciate you. I'm just making for the record, that guy that I called to bet me earlier about the Clemson player being drafted in the first round. He has not sent me anything because I damn sure don't want him to wait till after it's over and then send the money and try to say that I owe him $100. So I have received nothing from him yet. Although I still believe a Clemson player will probably be taken, though. You know what I mean? No, when I make the offer, that was 20-something picks ago. The offer was for then. It's not for, after the first round's over. That's not the way that works. Murphy was the only somewhat safe first-round Clemson prospect, and even he hasn't been taken. I disagree. The Bengals pick is in. Got 4 picks left here in the first round. No, he hasn't sent me any money. I made that offer 2.5 hours ago. All right, the pick is in for the Cincinnati Bengals. I think that originally... Well, I know, actually. Originally, Mel Kiper, whose board is all fucked up now, honestly, had the Bengals taking Miles Murphy. We'll see if he's right. All right, with the 28th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select Miles Murphy from Clemson. Ding, 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 ding. That is correct, sir. It's turning into the Cincinnati Tigers, which they are. Bengals are Tigers, but you know what I mean. Mrs. Peete said, F you. Well, Mel Kiper got one right. I think Mel Kiper also picked the first overall pick, Bryce Young, to the Panthers too. After that, I don't know if he got anything right. This guy's been wrong about everything. There it is. What's up, Juice? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you here. Yep. Good pick by the Bengals. The Bengals are loaded up with some Clemson players right now. They might have just taken over for the most starting Clemson players on their team than anybody else in the NFL. Miles Murphy, good pick, though. He's gotten better every season. He's the real deal. I think to get him all the way down at number 28 was a steal for them, actually. The Saints on the clock. I hope they pick who's the worst player. I hope they take Will. Oh my God! If they take Will Levis, I will lose my shit. I might shut the internet down. How much better do I expect our offense to be this year? Well, compared to what? Compared to last year? Or, where are we, what are we comparing it to? From last year's offense, I expect it to be marginally better. Not like light years better, no. I would say marginally better. I expect probably more probably 2024 is where I think you'll see a bigger step forward offensively for Clemson. But they'll be better than last year. Shit, if they're worse than last year, then we got real problems. Real problems. I think the defense will be better than last year, though, surprisingly enough. God, I hope they take Will Levis. I can't stay. The Falcons and the Saints are my two worst, most hated teams in the NFL, being a Panthers fan. The Buccaneers, I don't like them, but there's something about the Saints. I don't know. I guess it probably has more to do with my interaction with Saints fans and Falcons fans in person, like at actual games, than anything. And I would say, you know what? Honestly, the Saints fans are worse than the Falcons fans. But I just don't like the Falcons. I mean, I guess I grew up closer to them, and there's more of them around throughout my life than there was Saints fans. That's the reason I hate them more. But Saints fans are bad. Who is their starting quarterback? Is it Jameis Winston? Good God, they might draft Will Levis. God, that would be hilarious. That would be hilarious. I would love to see that. Yeah, Derek Carr. But yeah. Exactly. I forgot Derek Carr got traded there. See, I knew it. SEC Dog's a Saints fan. I knew it. I knew it. Yeah. Did they pay Derek Carr a lot of money, or they took over his bad contract from Las Vegas? There's a difference. What do you think? They gave him a new contract? I don't know why the hell they would do that. They paid him more. Gee, well, that's just dumb. All right, the pick is in. Oh, will we finally see Michael Mayer off the board? Or maybe they go defense. I like Derek Carr as a person, but I wouldn't give the guy $150 million. That's just nuts. $125,000 people in attendance. Wow. All right, now they're going to show the Saints draft room. That looks like the most boring draft room in the history of draft rooms. Everybody looked like they were just completely disappointed to be there. What a depressing draft room for a depressing team. The Saints. They don't even look excited with who they picked. Good God. That looked more like a funeral than a draft room. All right, the pick is in. Brian Brzee. Now we got two. Not one, but two. God damn it. I'm happy for Brian Brzee. The joke's on me, bro. God dang it. I'm happy for him, though. I mean, the guy's had a rough go of it. I mean, he came out as the number one rated defensive player in the country when he signed at Clemson, and it's just been nothing but hardship after hardship after hardship. Injuries, of course. You know, everyone knows the story. His younger sister battling cancer and passed away during the season last year, so he missed the majority of the season between injury and that, and he just had a rough go of it. But the guy. Well, in college anyway, he was a man amongst boys, but now he's in the NFL. We'll see how he does. I'm rooting for him though, and he's also a good guy. It sucks to have to root against his team because I hate the Saints, but I'll always be a Brian Brzee fan though. All right, the Eagles again on the clock with the 30th pick. Yeah, he's had a rough go of it, man. He's not even there. It looks like he's at home in Maryland. I don't blame him. Good pick. James Thompson says the Eagles would pick a Georgia linebacker. Most of the guys are at home this year. Well, yeah, I mean, most of the guys that aren't projected to be in the top 10 every year are pretty much at home. Because it's embarrassing, like Will Levis. Right on cue. It's embarrassing to think you're going to be a top 10 or 15 pick and you sit there all night and your name doesn't get called. And you have to do the walk of shame. Which, I mean, is it really a walk of shame? No, but, you know, yeah, but you get what I'm saying. Out of that building until the next day. What do you do then? Do you come back the next day too? I guess you do. No, that's more than 3 ACC players. That's like 5. counting ACC players. I'm actually still surprised that Michael Mayer's on the board. Is there any chance that he goes to? Do you think he goes to Philadelphia? I don't know. He might fall to the second round. We'll see. There was two Pitt. No. Well, I don't see. How do they measure that? Does it have to be whatever conference they were in last year when they entered the draft? I guess it does be. I guess it does have to be. Oh, because Jordan Addison also got drafted. Of course, he was a Pittsburgh player, but he played 1 year with Southern Cal. I don't know. Does that count for the ACC or not? I guess it depends on who you ask. Yeah, Addison counts as Pac-12, I guess. What was your bet again? I thought what was it? You said over 2.5 ACC players. Is that what your bet was? I forgot what your bet was. Over 3.5. Well, yeah, there's been at least 4. There's been 2 Pitt and 2 Clemson. That's 4. And who else? Is that it? What do you mean? Wait. You mean there's been no Florida State players? Oh, there's a Boston College player too, Zay Flowers. There's been 5. No, there's been. Whatever. There's been 2 Clemson, at least 1 Pitt. I can't remember. Let me look here. This is why I write shit down, bro. Another one. Jahmyr Gibbs should count as an ACC player because but anyway, he's not. He played 2 years at Georgia Tech and 1 year at Alabama, but that's going to count for the SEC. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's been 4 ACC guys so far. So there you go. Eagles take Jalen Carter, defensive tackle. Here's another Georgia man. Wow. Oh no, that was before. That was a number 9 pick. What? Oh, that was a flashback, bro. The pick is in though. I think going offense here. They traded away Miles Sanders to the Panthers. Will they go running back here, or will they go tight end? I don't know. I'm trying not to look at the chat right now because I know that you guys are ahead of me. That stage is really cool. This has got to be one of the best setups, if not one of the best setups ever for the draft. I like it. Who are these jabronis? Who's that man in the green shirt with the pumps on? Is that the Jonas Brothers and the Kelsey Brothers? What is going on here? This is funny because I can't hear it. I can just see it. Oh, that dude's Mama Kelsey? Oh. Sorry. Dude Perfect. Yeah, I have no idea who Dude Perfect is. Not a clue. I feel so old. Should I know who Dude Perfect is? God. A YouTube channel with 50 million subscribers? Oh, yeah. Well, I'm not one of them. I have no clue who that is. Nolan Smith from Georgia. Another Georgia player to the Eagles. It's about to be the Clemson Bengals versus the Philadelphia Bulldogs. Or the Georgia Eagles. Trick shot channel. What kind of trick shots? You talking about golf or are you talking about guns? Or something else? Hell, I don't know. Basketballs or what? Is it just any kind of trick shots? I think Pete would like Dude Perfect. Well, maybe I would. I just don't know who they are. I never heard of them before. Okay, everything. Basketball, golf, all kinds. D. Taylor says Dude Perfect is a bunch of dingus bros. Well, I probably would like it. If they're dingus bros, I probably would like it. You know what? You're right. I bet. Do they get accused a lot of faking? You know that like camera tricks, like they don't really do what they're doing. I've got some golf trick shots on my own YouTube channel of me. That's right. I do. They're amazing and fantastic too. All right, so the last pick of the first round of the 2023 NFL Draft, the Kansas City Chiefs. And if you're wondering why there's no 32nd pick, it's because the Dolphins don't get a pick, and they would have had the 32nd pick. Or the 31st pick, and the Chiefs would have had the 32nd pick, but you get my point. They've thrown toast into toasters from the other room. Oh. Okay. Did they do that thing where you drop Mentos into a Coca-Cola? Are they one of those people? I bet they've done that. I guarantee they've done that. Even though that's not a trick shot, really, I guess. It's just more of like a crazy thing to do. Are they the ones that dropped like 85 pounds of Mentos into like 100 gallons of Coca-Cola and like flooded the entire block with foam? Is that what they did? Slob Olympics on steroids? Oh, so I would venture to say, as long as Travis Kelce is still at Kansas City, they're not going to be in the market for a Michael Mayer. Maybe they are. I don't know. How about linebacker Trenton Simpson from Clemson? And let's go ahead and make it a nice round number 3. Clemson players in the first round. How about that? Colby, thank you, my friend, for the support. Like always, thanks for the stream, bro. Oh, well, you're welcome. Thanks for being here. I had a lot of fun tonight. They made a basketball shot off of a skyscraper. What's that show on Hulu that you watch? No, Snowfall. Snowfall. All one word. Snowfall. He's just fucking with me. Yeah, the last season of Snowfall, one of the best last seasons of any TV show ever. And the whole series is great, actually. I've been watching it since it came out, like, whatever, 6 years ago. My TV is about to... my TV just went black. Right on cue, right? I made it through the whole damn stream without my TV going black. As soon as you mentioned Hulu in the chat, my Hulu went dead. Colby. All right, it's back on now. Nope, I said that and then it went black again. Oh, it's back in. Chiefs pick is in. Nope, just went black again. Y'all might have to tell me who's the last pick in the first round is, because I might not see it. Oh, it's back on again. Let's see if it stays on. Probably not. Once it starts doing this nonsense, I usually just have to turn the TV off and call it a day. I know the internet down there is fine because you're sitting right next to the router. I'm as far away as you can get from the router. How long was this streaming going on for? Well, the other stream, the first stream I did that I shut off was about 20 minutes. So I've been live for about 4 hours. There's not 2 picks to go, Mrs. Pete. There's only one. Have you not been listening? She doesn't listen to me on YouTube just like she doesn't listen to me in real life. This is the last pick of the first round. There's only 31 picks this year. The Dolphins don't get a pick. Oh, TV just went black again. Oh, there it is. And with the 31st and final pick of the 2023 NFL Draft, the Kansas City Chiefs select look at that lady. Of course, the draft is being held in Kansas City, so they have the home field crowd, and they have the Lombardi Trophy, and all of that jazz. Mel Kiper's best available. Oh, I can't even read it. Can we stop dragging this shit out and just tell us who the pick is? Yes, you might have to yell the results up to me. You might. I mean. Uh-oh, is it going to be Trenton Simpson from Clemson? That's what I said. Let's just make it a good round 3 Clemson players. Will Levis is going to cry in the car? Oh, man. They can't just get this pick in, all right? They got to drag this shit on, bring out the trophy so everyone can suck them off on stage. Yeah, good for you. Come on. All right, here we go. The pick is in. I can't even pronounce his name. Anyway, defensive end from Kansas State. Look, that's a weird. So they picked an in-state guy. Look at that. Well, kinda. I mean, I think the Chiefs is the Chiefs Stadium in Missouri or in Kansas. I think it's in Missouri. I'm pretty sure it's in the Missouri side, but whatever. You get the point. Kansas State player. There you have it. There you have it. Yeah, it's in the Missouri side. Wow. Well, that was a lot of fun, guys. What did we learn tonight? We learned that Will Levis is going to cry in the Uber on the way home. That's really the only thing I got out of tonight. I don't know. The Falcons did what the Falcons do and drafted a skill player in the first round, although I still believe it's probably a pretty good pick with Bijan Robinson. We saw several teams that didn't even get a pick. I think there was 4 teams that didn't even get a pick in the first round. We saw several trades early in the thing, and most importantly, the franchise quarterback for the next 5 to 10 or maybe even more years for the Carolina Panthers has been selected. And I'm going to take my Kelvin Benjamin jersey and I'm going to take a note out of one of these jabronis that was in the crowd here tonight that I saw. And I'm going to put some white masking tape, I think. That's probably the best thing to write on. Some masking tape over Benjamin's jersey and write Young on the back of it. That's going to save me at least $150 of having to buy a Bryce Young jersey. I have no shame in my game. Anyway, it was a lot of fun hanging out with you guys. I appreciate all of you for being here. There's a 1,002 different YouTube channels you could have been hanging out with tonight to watch the NFL draft because there was at least that many people streaming it. But you chose to hang out with me, so I appreciate you. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. in a short 11 hours for the midday show. Y'all have a great night.